disclosure and exposure. Would you see the work that the Audit and Risk Committee seeking to embrace legacy Auckland Council, or the Rodney District Council in this case? One of the parties involved held very senior position in Rodney. Do you see legacy issues being brought into this?
Absolutely. I want to say the reason I got involved in local bodies 17 years ago was that the Pahutakawa trees, sorry Phil, I'm going to wait till you're finished, because I know it's just me, but I'm going to do you the courtesy of listening to you, and you can do me the courtesy of listening to me.
I am indeed. I'm capable of multitasking.
Oh, bravo, you'd be one of the few. So to go back
one of the few males.
To your comments, well, I wasn't going to go that far, but you said it. I'm quite aware of how defamation works in this town. Go back to the legacy issue. My concerns 15 years ago was when in Rodney on Algies Bay, I observed Pahutakawa trees being hacked about by some over-enthusiastic contractor. And my concern is that the true rot in this organisation goes back over 15 years. And if you don't drill down, if you don't go to the Auckland Library where all the archives are held, if you don't pay people to dig where the evidence is, you will not find it. And this comes to the very core of my request. It is all very well to say that we have people who were in the Auditor General's office. I want to draw to this council's attention that every time as citizens we went to the Auditor General, they never found anything wrong with this council, including when I ran for mayor and I was handed the same document with 2 amounts of money. And the Auditor General was so embarrassed they told me to shut up, or something else would happen, whatever that was. And if you want the information, or Penny can verify it. But the legacy councils, in fact, probably one of the reasons the super city was created was to quickly cover up all the things that were going on. And I think that if this council doesn't drill down and get to the bottom of what happened in the Rodney sewage system, where the bluestones are going that have been stolen from our town, why the sewage system never quite got finished every time, all of these issues every year come up over and over. And you know what happens? Someone goes, I call for a report. I go, call for a report. So the truth is, Mr. Goff, you've got a 1 in a century opportunity to clean up this organisation. And if it doesn't start with acknowledging that it is dirty all the way down and has been for the last 120, but let's just say 17 years, then you will never find anything. Because everyone knows when you read or write a good detective story, if you don't already know what the crime is, you will never find those suspects. And if you need a hand with it, I'm free, and I'm really, really good at this stuff.
Councillor Clow, last question.
Thank you, Lisa. I have 2 questions. So one is, I'm assuming from your reference to 120 years, etc., and 17 or whatever, that you're believing that there is corruption and collusion and bad things going on with all of the legacy councils as well as this council, which has been in existence for only 6 years?
Well, let's make it really easy. Let's just take the last 15 years.
Mm-hmm. But are you referring to all of the legacy councils?
I absolutely am.
Thank you. So my second question is, in the light of the government actually basically discarding the regional fuel tax and effectively said you're going to get congestion charging, do you see that there is collusion going on between this council and ministers and the government and Wellington bureaucracy, and therefore there is corruption right to the core back down in Wellington?
Woo! Let me just get this right. What you're saying is, I am suggesting that there is endemic corruption within this internal organisation. That I can prove. Can I prove central government collusion and engagement? No. Why? Because it's not my area of expertise. You would know better. If you were to tell me that was going on, I would probably believe you.
That's just the wording, of what you came to talk about. It's suggesting collusion everywhere. So it could be that we are colluding with the government in order to increase our congestion charges.
I'm
just bringing this.
Let's be clear.
I'm sorry, when the chair is speaking.
Collusion is outlined in number 3 of this document. You know exactly what collusion means. You know what the contracting collusion model is.
When the chair takes the call, it is courtesy to stop speaking. I have one late question, Councillor Newman.
Lisa, have you had an opportunity yet to read the Auditor General's report into aspects of the Council's relationship and development around the Massey North Westgate project?
I have heard of it, and I haven't read it in detail, but I am aware that the Auditor General, for the first time, is very, very concerned about the contracts involved in that particular project.
Okay, thank you.
Thank you very much. I have a motion that I'll move that we receive the presentation from Lisa Prager regarding the matter of congestion, creation, collusion, and thank her for attendance. I have a seconder from Councillor Casey. All those in favour, please say aye.
Aye.
To the contrary, no. Carried. Thank you very much, Ms Prager.
Thank you.